Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex and I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. If you're unsure if you want to subscribe yet, I have a lot of content on this channel. I have many playlists on my channel of different shows and just pop culture news from outside of the shows, whatever has been going on. I've covered a lot of different things on this channel, so go ahead, check out the catalog. There is a lot of videos, or you can continue to watch and decide to subscribe when you want to. No pressure, no worry. The last thing is I do have a channel membership, and for just an extra $1 a month, you could support me just that extra mile, show that you like the content, show appreciation for the channel. There is obviously no obligation because the biggest thing is just interacting with the videos, hitting that subscribe, hitting the notification. All of those things let YouTube know that you guys like the content. It helps the algorithm do the thing, okay? And it keeps me here. It keeps me doing this. So thank you guys so much to all of my subscribers, to all of my members. I once again did get a few new members this weekend. So thank you. You guys are trickling in, which is amazing. I'm so I love y'all. I really do love y'all. You guys seriously make this YouTube experience amazing. And I love reading the comments, the discourse. Even if you don't necessarily fully agree with me, I still like reading your takes. So thank you guys for that. Today, we are back to the Never Ever Met season 2. I believe this is episode 8. If it's wrong, I'll correct it in the title. But this show did have a little bit of a hiatus. I did not know there was going to be a hiatus last week until I went to go watch the show and it wasn't there. So there was a little bit of a hiatus for Memorial Day, but we are back. And this week was heavily focused on Charli and Jared and Brittany and Ty. So we are going to get into it. Just one last thing, make sure to stay till the end of the video because there was a little bit of beef between Jay and Brittany online. They were taking some shots at each other. So we are going to read and look through their posts. And also there is a little bit of tea going on in these Reddit streets about Jared and his number of children. So we are going to talk about it. We're going to get into the tea. Stay till the end of the video. Now let's jump into the episode. So we begin this episode hot on the heels of Clavassier and Tatiana leaving the house. And by the way, if you did not check out my last Never Ever Met video, definitely go check it out because there is way more to the Tatiana, Clay, his kids, his baby mama, all of that stuff. The best friend. There is way more tea about that entire situation that I do touch on in my previous recap. So go ahead, check that out. So much more happened off screen, but we're hot on the heels of that. A lot of people are talking about how Clay was such a nice guy, but he was misguided. He needed to grow up. But the conversation quickly shifts onto Ty and Brittany.
It's still hanging in there.
Yeah.
The people who seemed like they was the perfect couples, right?
Gone.
Yeah, they out of there.
What was
Out
y'all?
of there.
What was y'all? Y'all had an issue?
We out of there.
That we've been through, feeling very excited for me and Brittany after our date because, now I know that, we can go ahead and we can work through it.
So if you remember last episode, these two, they actually had a date at Ty's house. Ty cooked, he had the lobster tails out, he had everything going on. And Brittany is letting Kiki know and letting a couple of other people around the house know that she's not really feeling Ty. She is not planning to go that extra mile with him. But anyways, a lot of people are asking Ty about the date and how it went, making jokes that they're going to be next. They're going to be next to go to the boom boom room. And Ty, he lets us know in his confessional that he feels very great, very optimistic after the date. He lets us know that he thinks things did go in the right direction. And I was like, did you though? Because she wasn't even trying to give you a hug, barely. She wasn't even trying to come closer. You had to beg her for a kiss. So what did it go well, Ty? Now, Brittany is having a conversation with some other people in the house.
Move forward and be together.
I can tell what his love languages are. His love languages, I feel like, are physical touch and acts of service.
I want to hurt Ty. 100% I don't. I know Ty is an amazing man. I just need time to...
And she is talking about how she did enjoy the date with Ty. She did enjoy going to his place. Everything was great. And Jared Big Mouth over there, he has to chime in and say, well, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you like Ty as a person. Maybe you think he has a cool personality, but you're not really feeling that physical attraction. And I was like, okay, Ty. Or, Jared, excuse me. Okay, not you being right on point though, because I definitely agree. I think Brittany likes Ty as a friend. I think Brittany sees Ty as a very cool, a very funny friend, but I don't think that there is any sort of physical chemistry there. It's just not happening. Now, Brittany does say she is attracted to him. She is feeling him. It's not that. She just feels like for her, she's not a touchy-feely person. So she doesn't really feel like going that extra mile yet. She has to be feeling the vibes because Jared does point out that his love languages are physical touch and acts of service. And Brittany hasn't done any of those things yet. You know, Brittany is one where I have to say, Brittany, you need to start telling the truth, sis. You need to start telling the truth because you are not feeling that man, and that is okay, but you need to start telling the truth. Don't have us out here, you know, analyzing you talking about some, oh, I'm not a touchy-feely person. I don't feel like getting there yet. It's very clear that it's not clicking for you. And some people maybe aren't into that big showboaty guy who cooks for the whole house and is loud. Maybe that's just not your vibe. I'm gonna be honest. Ty to me gives big uncle energy. He gives unk energy, okay? He's like the loud unk that's always on the grill. And that's not necessarily the personality for everybody. Brittany went in talking about how she wanted an alpha male, and that's just not Ty, period. It's not him. So let's be for real and let's be honest about our feelings. And if you're not feeling the physical chemistry, you're not feeling the physical chemistry. I don't think you're going to magically start feeling physical chemistry for him within the next couple of days. So the next morning, Jared's talking with some of the guys because his sister is planning to come to the house, but he knows that prior to his sister coming, he actually needs to have a conversation with Charli because remember, these two, they both revealed their secrets and then they've been in everybody else's business. They've been the house messy couple, okay? Charli's big mouth has been in everyone's business but her own. So these two, they had their little reveal and then they never really talked about their relationship. But Jared does know that he needs to let her know, look, I wrote F no on that game. I do know that I'm probably not going to leave with her and my whole opinion has changed. So he does pull Charli outside and let her know.
I was over it. After you had told me, I had a whole new different outlook on us.
I didn't know that. So you're just gonna drag me along just so you can have fun here?
Yeah, that was the plan.
Oh, hey, there are a few things that I need to tell you. First of which, I did write F no when it came to that game. And Charli is in utter and complete shock, which I thought was crazy. Charli was like, really? I mean, I knew we had some things to work on, but you told me yes. You told me you said yes. He's like, I know. I just didn't want to like make a big deal of things because my answer was originally F no, but then it kind of changed to maybe, then it changed to yes, and now I'm back to a maybe. I'm like, Jared, shut up, Jared. Stop talking. Stop talking, okay? Charli is bewildered and she's confused and she says, well, this is the reason why I hid it in the first place. This is the reason why I hid that I have kids. And I'm like, Charli, stop. What do you mean, girl? You don't get to just hide your kids because you feel like a man is going to judge you. At the end of the day, whether you're a mother of one, a mother of four, whatever the case is, you need to be with somebody who accepts you up front. What was your plan? What exactly was your plan, Charli, that you were going to hide your kids and then spring it on him? So Jared says, well, I was under the impression that I was just going to be convincing you and one kid or two kids. What was it? Let me get it right. He was under the impression that it was just going to be the one kid and she that he had to convince to move to South Carolina. That's what he thought he was going to do here in this experiment, was just convince them two to move. He didn't realize that it was going to be one plus a caravan with them. So for him, his mind completely changed. As I said, stay tuned to Jared though, because there's a little tea on these streets about him and his potential children as well. But that was the impression he was under. So Charli's like, okay, when you changed your mind, were you just kind of planning to string me along? What was kind of the deal with that? And Jared basically admits that that was his plan. He was planning to just string her along, and over time, his mind has shifted and changed. Charli plays a lot of the victim. It says, this is what it is being a mom of four. This is how people treat me, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. There was something about it where I didn't feel bad. I think that Charli and Jared are both equal menaces. They are both equal menaces. You were hiding literally 4 children from this man, and he played the same game on you by, I don't know, basically stringing you along. Girl, you guys played the same game with each other. Y'all are both menaces. I don't think one is better than the other, worse than the other, nothing than that. You guys are both menaces. I'm sorry. But this conversation goes nowhere. Charli goes away crying because she's now totally unsure of if Jared wants to be with her or not. She was under the impression that they were working through things and everything was great and that they were going to continue. And now that she's in total shock, apparently, that Jared is not as serious as he claims he is. Okay, Charli girl. Okay. Now, Charli does admit in her confessional that she never asked Jared to raise her kids or for anything financially, so she's not so sure why her kids and him being a stepfather to the kids or whatever the case may be is such a problem. She claims she can do that all on her own. And again, Charli, the delusion. You have 4 kids, all under the ages of 18. Some of them, I think none of them are even teenagers yet. You have 4 young kids from what we understand. You can't sit here and say, he's not going to have to raise the kids. I just wanted Jared for me. That's what she says, that, I wasn't expecting him to do anything related to the kids. I just wanted him for me. Charli, what does that mean? You have kids. You have young kids. There's absolutely no way that you're going to date somebody and you're going to be with somebody and they're not going to have involvement with the kids when they're that young. So again, this is Delulu. It's Delulu land. Charli, it's all coming back on you. And don't get me wrong, Jared is a menace because he also lied and said he just wants to crack. But it's, again, both of you guys are equal menaces. I'm sorry. This is crazy. I don't know what to tell y'all. So Charli goes over to talk to Brittany and she is crying because, again, she is so unsure of if Jared even likes her at this point.
No. But the fact that he put no, I couldn't move forward with that. What bothers me.
Brittany points out how Jared probably likes her as a person and likes her and is interested, attracted, whatever, but he does not want to be with her. So Charli is crying about how they continuously had sex, but yet he didn't let her know anything. Or Brittany points that out to Charli, I believe. And it's like, continuously. We know about one time. But apparently they have continuously been cracking in this house. So again, it is all just such a mess. What was the expectation, Charli? I just keep asking, what was the expectation? But anyways, Chris and Alexis, they go to coaching.
I feel like she can be kind of controlled and a little bit more aggressive and things of that nature.
How do you interpret her as being controlling? How does that come across?
So once again, Chris comes in hot with the same argument he always has, that Alexis is domineering, aggressive, controlling. Now, Alexis does admit that she doesn't really see it as controlling. It's part of her culture and that she is a dominant type of person. So Dr. Ali is kind of like, okay, you guys had this game. What happened? What did you write? Chris says that he wrote no because he did not think that it was the long-term future at the time. Alexis wrote yes. They sort of go back and forth about a bunch of things, how they had different upbringings. Chris goes into again how he had an apartment since he was in 9th grade. He had 8 stepdads. For Alexis, she's in shock because she thought that they haven't had any big arguments yet, but they always work through everything. So it doesn't really go anywhere. They talk about the same stuff. Later on in the episode, they do have a date. So we'll cover that when we get to that part. But I'm just tired, Chris. You don't like her. You don't like this woman. Free Alexis. Free Alexis, please. You do not like this woman. I am tired. So Jared's sister and Charli's best friend arrive.
Actually has 3 more children.
But we've been good. We had sex. Amazing.
And we played a...
Jared does talk to his sister about how Charli revealed 1 kid, but then she also has 3 other kids. So for him, that meant he basically got out of La La Land. He really came down from things and he started to realize the logistics that this simply was not going to work. For him, he admits that he's still learning how to raise his own kids. So how is he going to raise somebody else's? And I'm like, sir, I always be the men that don't be having their kids like that be doing the most. And don't get me wrong, I agree on the logistics, but I remember asking episode 1, Jared, do you even have shared custody of those kids with the mother? Because something tells me you see those kids once every few months, once every couple of weekends. That's just the vibe it was giving me. So anyways, Charli talks about how he also has a newborn and that, you know, she thought that he was the perfect man. You know, they still had sex despite everything going on. But now, again, with the recent conversation, things have completely changed. Now for Charli, she said that I think she said something to the nature that, like, she knew that it wasn't going to be a definite yes. She was always under the impression that they had things to work on and that it was Jared that was the one that was acting as if everything was cool, everything was okay, there was no problems here. So they come together, all 4 of them, and they have a conversation, Charli and Jared's sister.
Like, I love that man. So it's like, I was hoping to come here and tell him and we would kind of work through that. Even after like everything that like was told, I guess it was just like his perception of me, like as a woman with like a single woman with like all these kids. So.
Babe, but if you're doing what you gotta do, I mean, like...
So the sister starts to come in hot. I think the conversation sort of ends differently, but the sister does come in hot talking about, well, how could you hide your kids? How could you do something like that? I don't know. If you're a mom and you're doing your thing, how could you even go about something like that? Charli admits that it was because she felt like Jared would not have accepted her with her kids. And I agreed where the sister was coming from, and I agree with anyone saying this, and I'm saying the same thing. You cannot detach yourself from your kids. You're a mother of 4 young kids. You are a mother. And again, you don't have 1 kid, because I feel like even if you have 1 kid, you still can't detach yourself from being a mother, but you have 4. There's just absolutely no way that you can hide that and pretend that that is not a thing. So I do agree with that. They start to touch on the game, and Charli is really upset because Jared lied about putting F. No, she says, I asked him so many times and he said yes. He said yes. He kept saying that he said yes. The sister's like, well, how would you feel if he had admitted it? And I'm like, this is when the sister started to bother me. I don't really like family members who act like this, who give all these double standards to their brother or whoever. No. Because it is fair. He did lie about it. Now, again, are you guys on even playing field because you both are huge liars? Absolutely. This is the problem, is that you guys have set a precedent of lying in your relationship to the point where now lying is okay. You can't have it be that lying was okay in the beginning because, you know, you were afraid of whatever, but then now lying is not okay. At the end of the day, y'all both lied to each other. I will say, in addition to that, Jared lied about his answer because he felt like Charli was going to feel some type of way. And the sister had no smoke for that because that's her brother and she's going to stand 10 toes down by him. But Charli also lied about the kids because she felt like Jared was going to have a reaction. Again, it's even playing field. Y'all are lying about the same kind of stuff. Now, The sister does admit that Jared is her brother and she's always going to have his back and she's going to stand by him. But she definitely would always let Jared know 100% that he was in the wrong. She's had her heart broken. She knows what it feels like to be lied by a man. So she does not approve of that and definitely feels that this is something that he always needed to admit. Now, they leave off on a pretty okay note. The sister does hug her, and as she's hugging her, Charli, she says, "Don't let him say anything crazy to you."
You so much.
The talk went very well.
And I was like, yeah, no. This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. I feel like there's no deep analysis of it. It's just simply not going to work. Y'all two are both liars. Y'all two both are hiding your children. It's too much. There's nothing to say other than it's a mess. It's a hot mess. You guys are both messy. So Chris and Alexis, they go on a boxing date. There is not much to say about this.
Move. I say me and this woman is really making steps in the right direction. So at this point, we's vibing. And we see that we both is stronger than what we thought.
But Chris pretends like he loves this. He loves that Alexis is taking direction. She can keep up with everything that's going on. He loves that she planned this. It's from his favorite boxer, Mayweather. I'm like, oh. I really don't have a lot to say, but we get back to group dinner and they love to play a game during group dinner. None of the questions really matter. We see Kiki and Brandon make their first cameo, and don't think I forgot about Kiki and her little secret and everything she got going on too. Next week better be their week, okay? But anyway, we get to a question for Brittany, and the question is, do you think you and Ty are sexually compatible?
Compatible. I just feel it's no one's business. That's something for Ty and I to discuss.
I don't know.
That's a yes or no. Only type of answer.
Brittany hesitates to answer for quite a while. Everyone at the table sees, Ty sees, he's making faces. She eventually says yes. Ty says no. Ty flat out says no.
It's an abrupt and honest no. I don't think that we have chemistry so far. I've been trying to have that chemistry with her, and if
Brittany's like, what? She's like, what? Why would you say no? So they have a talk after dinner where Brittany's basically like, I don't know. I felt like I said no because I wanted to try to spare your feelings.
Why are you gonna say that again? And why are you gonna put your fingers in my face?
It's gonna piss me
Don't
off.
put your fingers in my face. I'm not disrespecting you.
That. No,
Why are you putting your fingers in my face?
I wanted to try to not hurt your ego. And this is this is the annoying thing about Brittany, is that I hate people who say, well, I lied because I wanted to protect you. No, that's just a cop-out because you're a liar and you don't want to have to take accountability for the fact that you're a liar. So your cop-out is, oh, you just wanted to protect me. You just wanted to protect my feelings. Girl, no, you don't. You just want to lie and string along the experience and then probably ghost this man after the show happens. So Ty's like, okay, well. And so as they're having the conversation, Ty chimes in to talk. Brittany's like, you never let me talk. You never let me talk. And look, in all fairness, I will say Ty does talk a lot. I think all of their conversations sort of go down this route where Brittany will try to say something, Ty will interrupt, and then Brittany gets so heated that she starts cussing him out. And this time she started putting her hand in his face, her fingers in his face, all of this different stuff. And the conversation goes absolutely nowhere, as did this conversation. They are fighting, they're cussing each other out. Brittany's putting her hands in his face. And I'm like, girl, you don't like this man. You don't even respect him. Look at the way you talk to him. Look at the way you have your hands up in his face. You do not like him. Stop lying to protect his ego or whatever the case is. That is just nonsensical. But basically, the conversation goes nowhere and we end our episode here, okay? We get a preview of next week's episode and we see Jay calling Brittany a promiscuous hoe. And I'm like, oh.
You came here to meet him. You meeting every other in his house. You look like a promiscuous whore.
I'm like, oh. No. But now, baby, the streets are talking. Let's get into the tea real quick because Brittany and Jay, they have been fighting over on the Instagram and stuff like that, or on Facebook, something. I don't know. They are fighting. So I'm going to read you guys the comments and I'll put them on the screen. So the caption on the photo says, find something to do, Shamar. And these are the comments here. So this is Jay to Brittany, I believe. It says, girl, bye. LMAO, you were drunk for 3 weeks. You didn't even know the shit you were doing, remember? Please don't be tough behind a keyboard. I'm like this in real life. Don't give a fuck about no TV shit or internet shit. Next comment. No, but when 4 people come up to me saying Brittany wanna suck Cinco's pickle, that's when I step in. Cause you could have just asked to suck it. Yo, she doing too much. Y'all can read the rest of the comment thread, but essentially she's claiming that Brittany wanted to suck Cinco's pickle. She's claiming that Brittany wanted to do it. I wouldn't know. You wouldn't either. Oh, didn't you put your hand down his pants and try to scream sexual assault when you were drunk? When your drunk ass didn't remember the shit the next day. LMAO. So she's also claiming that she put her hands down his pants and then tried to claim sexual assault. Huh? There is a lot going on here. I assume we are going to see this next episode because there's a lot going on here. Brittany's mama was also in the comments, and there was a little comment there that Jay left. I'm trying to pick this up so I can read this. It says, I never once went to the boom boom old lady. Second, I came there for my man, and that's who I was with. I wasn't even walking around drunk every day flirting with every N-word, but the N-word I came for. Her drunk ass don't remember, but it's in 4K next week. I don't give a fuck if you Brittany mama, you can get the smoke too. And who the hell jealous of your ugly ass no-neck daughter? Oh, what hard drug were you on when you were pregnant with her to make her come out looking like that, all discombobulated? Go lay down. Get your old irrelevant big hat ass on. This is a response to Brittany's mama, and Brittany's mama is basically saying that Jay has no class, that Brittany hasn't done anything. I mean, you can read it. It's here on the script. But baby, the girlies are fighting. So recap, we got Jay out here claiming that Brittany was drunk every single week and she was trying to suck Cinco's pickle, and to the point where she put her hands down his pants, but then claimed that some assault happened the next day because she was so drunk. And apparently, according to this message, in 4K next week, it's gonna be on TV. This is crazy work if so. And I'm going to need to see this because right now we're just going off of comments and this all sounds very, very crazy. But apparently this is all going to be on TV next week. So tune into the Never Ever Mets, I guess. I don't know. These shows are getting so out of hand, y'all. Last but not least, we also have some unverified tea. And by the way, this is from Reddit. So it is alleged. It is unverified. I have not seen proof or evidence or anything of that nature, but this is just what was on the Ready to Love subreddit. And it says, Jared has more kids than he's admitting. This man is pure trash. My cousin went to high school with him and I used to be friends with him on Facebook. He has a kid with his ex-wife. He over here gaslighting Charli, but he's not even telling her that he has more than 2 kids. Yeah, Charli lied, but she is actually making an effort. This dude is beyond disgusting. Fake ass Jamie Foxx crushing a woman to make himself look good is pathetic. And this is from user Rich Engineering 2988. So again, this is unverified, but baby, this show, I keep looking over here. This show throw the whole show in the trash because this show is absolutely unhinged and messy. But that is all I got for y'all today. So if you got to this point in the video, that means you liked the video. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. Once again, I have a channel membership. If you love the content and you would like to go that extra mile, please do. But more than anything, please just interact with the videos and make sure you have the notification bell on, the subscription button on. I know some of y'all tell me you do not get notified when my videos come out, so make sure you're subscribed. I know YouTube unsubscribes people. Look, I know everything, so make sure that you do what you can to make sure that you see the videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's chat in the comments. What do you think about that tea that I spilled? The back and forth beef? The apparent fact that Brittany was going for Cinco the whole show and was drunk every day? What do you guys think about this? What do you think about Charli and Jared and the sister? Let's talk in the comments and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.